Let's go. How's everybody doing? Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Cantina Social Hour. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So you got a nice little group here forming of our usual shady Cantina denizen suspects. No, I'm just kidding. I love all of you. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Hope everybody's doing well. What's up, you guys? It's been a few weeks. How many weeks has it been? 3 weeks? Yeah, 3 weeks. Yeah. Hello, hello. Glad that you're all here with us. I want to see who is hanging out with us tonight. Let's see who we got in the house. I know I said 7:05, but you guys know how it goes here. If you hang out in the cantina, you know how it goes. So thank you for bearing with me. Paul, how's it going, Paul? Good to see you, Paul. Good evening, Pico B1. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining us as always. Alex, ¿qué pasa? Oh, yep. How's it going? Justin, how are you doing, Justin? Good to see you. La, 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 la. Hello, Adam. How are you doing, Adam? Good to see you this evening. Jason, how's it going, my friend? Thanks for joining in with us tonight. Britt, how's it going, Britt? Good to see you this evening. This fine Friday night. We got Dodgson in the house. Hey, Dodgson, how's it going? Glad you didn't forget. We are on tonight. Yeah, I like the konbanwa. Thank you. Good evening in Japanese. Love it. Tim, how's it going? Tim, good to see you. Hello there, indeed. And yeah, Jason, definitely fashionably lit. That's me, always, all the time. But it's for good reason, or is it? Probably not. It's probably not for good reason at all. I'm just slacking. So hope everybody's doing well. All right, so I'm going to aim for about an hour tonight. We have a range of topics I want to talk about. So we're going to talk about my recent trip to Japan. We're going to talk about the rebranding of the VC channel, the VC brand, if you will. We're going to talk about my latest acquisitions that I've acquired over the last week or so. We'll talk about the latest toy news. There is some stuff from Hot Toys. There's some stuff from Hasbro. And anything else you guys want me to talk about, just leave it in the comments and we'll talk about it. We'll talk a little bit about Ahsoka because I haven't had a chance to. It's been 3 weeks, so we missed a couple episodes on here. So we'll kind of just talk a little about that, and then we'll have some Q&A, and then we'll call it a night. Again, if you're joining in, thank you very much for being here with us this evening. Really appreciate spending my Friday evening with you guys. It's always a great way to end the week. It's always a great start to the weekend, and what a great weekend indeed it will be. Very cool. Awesome. All right. So let's see what is up here, you guys. All right, let's talk about, what do we talk about first? Let's talk about Japan, because that's really fresh in my mind. Let's talk about that. So yeah, before I went on break from Cantina Social Hour a few weeks ago, I mentioned that I was going to be traveling to Japan. This was my second time going to Japan. I was last there in 2017, and it was awesome. I loved it. I loved it so much that I really wanted to go back at some point. And then the pandemic happened, and finally this year, an opportunity presented itself to go back. So I went back, and I was it was every bit as good as the first time, if not better in some ways. I just love going there. Like I absolutely adore going there. Like it's just a totally different thing from the US in the best way possible. Like it's just, and this time I actually like prepared. Last time I went to Japan, I didn't even like, I should have done more work before I went, but I didn't. This time I actually did. I really started, brushing up on my Japanese. I really started, doing more research on different topics. And I mean, when I go now, I just want to immerse myself in the culture. I just want to see things that I haven't seen, and I want to repeat things that I really liked. So, it's a long flight. I mean, luckily from San Diego, we have a direct flight, so we can get on the plane and we can go straight to Tokyo. And going was about 11 and a half hours or so. So it's a long flight. But it wasn't too bad. I have a hard time sleeping on flights because I don't like to recline my seat. I feel like I don't like bothering people's things. I don't like to recline my seat. So I start off like this, and then I end up like, what was that show about on Netflix a few years ago about the bent neck lady? Does anybody remember what that was? The haunted show like that. I end up like that. And then like I wake up and like, ouch, my neck hurts. My neck's killing me. So it was a bit of that, but it was really nice. Like Japan Airlines is awesome. They give you some really good food. The entertainment was great. They have like all kinds of movies and documentaries about Japan you can watch before you get there. So that was really cool. So coming back though, it's a shorter flight because I don't know, the Jetstream or it's like closer to 9.5 hours, which is interesting. But got there, it was evening. Basically like last time, you just go get on the Narita Express train, and then you end up in Shinjuku in Tokyo, and then you go to your hotel, go out, get some dinner, and then go back and then start fresh the next morning. The jet lag actually isn't too bad because, like I said, like we left from here, San Diego, I think we left in the late. I think the flight left at like, it was like late morning, and then we got there the next day in the afternoon. So it's not too bad, like late afternoon, early evening, and then you just go to sleep, and it's not so bad. Coming back though is a nightmare. Coming back, I had the worst jet lag. Like I don't even think I've still recovered from it. It's been like almost a week now, but it was pretty bad. Just wake up in the middle of the night, like, hey, what's up? Can't sleep. But yeah, no, I just. So this time, like I said, I studied my Japanese. I got into like language exchange apps and was working with people and stuff, and practicing a lot. And so I had an easier time communicating because like virtually nobody speaks English in Japan. It's kind of weird. I mean, it's not weird. It's understandable, but like nobody, like anywhere else that I've gone, like there's people that speak English, but in Japan, like it's very, very, very limited. So you kind of have to at least learn the pleasantries. You have to learn, just the basics, like, to order, so you can order food, so you can ask for directions, things like that. And just even knowing a little bit goes a long way with the Japanese people, because they don't really expect when they see like a foreigner that you're going to know any Japanese. And when they hear it, then it goes a long way. You can tell that they appreciate it, and they're more willing to help you, which they are anyway, if you can find a way to communicate. And, in some cases that means pulling up Google Translate on your phone and just like going back and forth like that, which is fine. So yeah, we were in Tokyo for a couple of days, and then we went to Kyoto on the Shinkansen. I love those trains. Those are amazing. And it's just, you see Mount Fuji out the window, and it's really cool. Really cool experience. So we got to Kyoto, and then we were there for, I think, like 5 days. And then we used it as a base to go to Osaka, and then to go to Himeji, where there's a Himeji castle. It's probably the most well-known castle in Japan. And then we went also to Kobe. I had Kobe beef in Kobe, and then we went also to it was Himeji, Kobe, Osaka. I think that was about it. And then we went back to Kyoto, and then we went back to Tokyo at the very end. And then when we went back to Tokyo, I spent a day at Tokyo Disneyland, which was really nice, which was really cool. I had been there on my first trip, and when I got there, I was like, Disney Sea or Tokyo Disneyland, because they're both great, but Tokyo Disney Sea is just such a unique park. It's such a unique Disney park. It's the only one of its kind, and there's some really great rides there. But then I was like, it's Halloween time. I want to see the decorations in Disneyland. So that's what we did. Went to Disneyland. And it ultimately wasn't like that decorated. But either way, it was great, because I had never, last time we went, Space Mountain was closed. And, I know every Disney park has Space Mountain, but every park has kind of a unique spin on Space Mountain. And the one that they had at Disneyland in Tokyo, it was a lot more intense than the one here in Anaheim. It was a lot more it was longer, like the ride lasted longer. And it was really cool. I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. And then they have this Beauty and the Beast land, like a mini land that they made and it wasn't there last time I went, because it opened like in late 2020 during the pandemic. And this was like one of the coolest things I've seen in a Disney park. Like just how thematically immersive this land was so cool. And then they had the Beauty and the Beast. I think it's called the Enchanted Tale, the Beauty and the Beast ride. I think that's what it's called. And it ended up being almost like a 3-hour wait, which was really brutal because the weather was kind of warm. We ended up there at the tail end of summer, so it's hot, it's muggy, and you're having to drink a lot to hydrate. But this ride was amazing. This ride was awesome. This ride was probably, I would put in the top 5 Disney rides that I've ever been on. Like I would put that one. I would put Rise of the Resistance. I would say Haunted Mansion, obviously, Pirates of the Caribbean, and maybe Radiator Springs Racers at California Adventure. Or actually, no, you know what? I would switch that one with Journey to the Center of the Earth at Disney Sea. That's an amazing ride. But yeah, Beauty and the Beast was so cool. It's like trackless. So I mean, I don't want to, in case you're thinking about going, I don't want to spoil it. You can look up a video about it if you really want to know. But it was just so cool. There's like animatronics, and you're like involved in the story of the movie. The only thing that's kind of, you don't understand all the lyrics to the songs because they are in Japanese, but so you know, some of the parts I couldn't understand, but it was you can still appreciate like a really good ride, and that was like a really good ride. I'm still thinking about it like a lot. I wish I could have ridden it again, but I didn't want to wait 3 hours twice. And we didn't, it was busy, so we didn't get to do everything in Tokyo Disneyland, but we got to do, you know, I hadn't done Space Mountain, did that, did Star Tours, did Pooh's Honey Hunt, which, you know, I don't really care about Winnie Pooh, but this ride is really good. It's a Small World, some of the Fantasyland, like dark rides, Haunted Mansion, and it was pretty cool because the Haunted Mansion, they actually do the Nightmare Before Christmas, just like they do in Disneyland here in California. So that was kind of neat to see. I guess they started doing that last year. So, you know, I had a really great time. And yeah, gosh, it's so cheap to go to Disneyland in Tokyo. Like, I'm not kidding. Like I bought a ticket. I'm going to meet my sister in Disneyland here in California very soon. And I bought a ticket and for one person, for me, for one day, it was more than it was for both me and my husband to go to Tokyo Disneyland by like a lot. Like, it's just crazy how cheap it is to get to go into the parks in Tokyo. Like, not even factoring in the exchange rate, which was really in our favor, but it's just unbelievable. Like the prices in Japan and in Tokyo Disney, they're not bad. They're really not bad. It was a really good, really, really well worth it. Yeah, so Disney was great. You know, if you go to Tokyo, you know, Celebration's coming up in a couple of years. I hope to go for that. You know, definitely go to Tokyo Disneyland. You know, if you can't do both parks, you know, I'd probably say do Disney Sea just because it's unique. But yeah, that was a really cool thing. I want the Beauty and the Beast ride here in America. Why can't we get that? Why can't we have high speed bullet train? Why can't we have things like nice things? I don't know, but we can't. I had plenty of great food. I ate my fill of ramen. I had sushi. I had takoyaki, which is like the octopus balls that have like octopus inside and seasonings and stuff. I had teppanyaki. I had okonomiyaki. I tried natto because I had been wanting to try natto for a little bit, so I got to try that, and you know, wasn't really a fan of it, but I got to try it. Yeah, and I got plenty. You know, the food there is amazing. Like, I love just the quality of the ingredients in you know, Japan. The food is amazing. And again, the prices are just so reasonable. Like, my husband and I could go and have like a really nice meal for like $25. And it's like, if that were here at home, that would maybe cover, like, for a decent dinner, that might cover like 2/3 of my one person's meal. So it's just unreal, like, how far your money goes in Japan. Like, it really goes a long way. It really goes a long way. Same with hotels. Like the hotels we stayed at really were nice, but they didn't break the bank by any means. Like, it was just like the value for the money, despite the exchange rate, despite inflation, is really good. So I mean, yeah, it was good. And then, of course, there's plenty of the gashapon machines, which I love. I fell in love with those last time. You put in, you know, like 300 yen, and then you turn the thing and you get And I think Bandai makes all these capsule machines, and then you get the capsule and you open it up and you get a prize. And I haven't even opened all of them. I got a bunch of them that I need to open. So I did that. In Kyoto, there is a Toys R Us. Unfortunately, this time it was temporarily closed, whatever that means. Yeah, I didn't get to go to Toys R Us this time, but I did go last time. I did a video about it if you want to watch it. Yeah, so no, and the toy stores, of course, I got to talk about the toy stores in Japan. Like when you go to action figure stores, there's no kids in these stores. It's all adults. Like it's not like the US where you go to like, well, we don't have Toys R Us anymore when you go to a toy store, but I got to go to some of my favorite toy stores. In fact, I'll just pull up the pictures here so you can see where I went. Like right here. So I went to, this was one of the ones I went to. This is called Toy Sapiens. This is in Shibuya. The area that has, the really famous Shibuya Scramble crosswalk, busiest crosswalk in the world. Toy Sapiens is actually owned by Hot Toys. They run this store. And they don't only sell hot toys, but they sell hot toys, and there was actually Hasbro stuff here. There was Black Series, there's Vintage Collection, there's like the helmets, the lightsabers. And then they had all kinds of other stuff from other companies too. Marvel Legends, they had other non-Hasbro products there. And this is, if you're going to Japan, even if you don't collect hot toys, like go to this store because it's so worth it. And it's not too far from Shibuya Crossing. It's just like you just walk over. It's like a 10-minute walk from it. But yeah, this was a really cool store to go to. I'm glad I got to go, and I got to see some hot toys. Like in the US, you can't go to a store and usually see hot toys like on display, like all posed out and everything, and then just buy it on the spot. But at Toy Sapiens, you can. So I will share more photos of what I saw there when I post my video, my Japan video. So that was a really neat store. I also went to Tamashii Nation store. So, of course, this is another like, Bandai Tamashii Nations. And this is a really nice store too. It's really big, and all they sell is like the Tamashii Nations figures, the 6-inch figures. So there's all kinds, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, I mean, anything that they make, they had. And you can buy them there too, which is kind of neat. So if you want to go in there and see something, you're like, oh, that looks cool, you just buy it. So that was a neat store. Let's see. Went to Kotobukiya. This is in the Akihabara area of Tokyo, and it's a neat store too. They sell. I don't like it as much as the other ones, but it's got multiple levels. It's got like 3 or 4 levels in it. I think 3 levels. I don't have a photo here, but I also went to Ami, which is the store that for years I have bought. SH Figure Arts and Mayfax stuff from. I've been buying them from them for years. I went to Ami, and it's a neat store. They also had some really like old hot toys, and they were used, but they were supposed to be like in like new condition, like older ones, so like for decent prices. But I didn't buy any of them. They also had, let's see, I went to Big Camera. This is another one that I covered in my Japan video from 2017. Big Camera is a department store, and they sell all kinds of things. It's a really neat store, and several of the locations have different tiers or levels you can go to. And the top one is the toy part of the store. And again, they have hot toys, they have SH Figure Arts, they have any of those import brands, that we would import here. They carry. So, lots of great stores to visit in Japan. If you're looking for toys, and I didn't even go to all the stores that I could have gone to because, I was trying to do other things beyond toys. But there was so much there to see, and it was really cool. I didn't buy a lot of toys, to be honest, this time. Last time I did. This time I didn't really buy a whole lot of toys. But, just to be there to appreciate and see what they were selling and see what people are buying, it's always neat to see. It's always neat to see. Let's see here. Here's a photo of me in this area is called Shinbashi, and it's Tokyo. Yeah, I was really feeling like the cyberpunk vibes of this area. I took a lot. This is a great photography spot, like this little area of Tokyo, and I did a lot of photos. And I have a personal Instagram, and I've been posting a lot of those photos. But you know, I know on my VC page, probably don't want to bore anybody with a lot of photography. But yeah, I had a great time there. You know, that's one of the things I really wanted to do on this trip was photography. You know, I took my Panasonic and I took video, I took photos, and I made sure to savor all the moments, all the food, the culture, my interactions with people, you know, any of the experiences that we had. We did a lot of stuff. We did a lot of stuff, covered a lot of ground. I didn't see, last time I went to Osaka, I had only gone to Universal Studios, really. This time I didn't go to Universal, but I got to see more of the city, like more of like the main area, where they have the big Glico Man poster. He's like that real famous poster. That's that neon. It's been there since like 1930s or something. And it, you know, it was really cool. It was really cool. Osaka is really awesome. There's little America. It's like a little new America area that they have where like the stores are themed to like America and stuff. So I was like, okay, let me check this out, see what it is. But no, it's, you know, there's stores that sell like American like shoes and clothes and stuff like that. But you know, there wasn't any toy stores or anything like that. But it was neat to check out. Yeah, if you can have Kobe beef in Kobe and then walk down the centuries old streets in Gion and Kyoto in the rain, like that's pretty cool. And I got to do both of those things. I'm really lucky. I like your comment here, Adam. Just want to point this out. And there's other great comments, and I will look at them in just a bit. But the cyberpunk photos, like the VC rebrand, come to life. Yes, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I like that you noticed that. I really appreciate that. Yeah. So I mean, this was cool. This is cool. This is great. But this is, you know, I love to travel. It's like one of my favorite things is to experience new cultures. And yes, I had been to Japan before, but I loved it so much that I had to go back. And, you know, I just got to say that, you know, it's not perfect. You know, there's amazing things about Japan and there's some things that aren't so amazing. But what I can say is that, you know, it's such a safe place. Like I never felt unsafe. Like, you know, I could be out walking middle of the night and I felt perfectly safe. I wasn't worried at all because crime is so low and you just feel safe. Whereas here, where I live, you know, I wouldn't feel so safe. So, you know, that's the big contrast. The bullet trains, just the train schedules of the subways and the local the train stations in across the cities in Japan, like, you know, just really well organized, really convenient. And then, you know, everybody just kind of doing their own thing. You know, I know there's not like a whole celebration of uniqueness per se in Japan. Like it's more about the harmony of the greater good, I guess, like of the whole. But people still do their thing. You know, you still see plenty of people doing their thing, coloring their hair, wearing what they want, you know, this and that. So it's such a neat place. It's just definitely worth it to check out. You know, we did go to a few places where we weren't able to get in because it was like, oh, Japanese only. And it doesn't matter even if, you know, because I was able to speak a little bit, it wasn't necessarily enough to get into some of these places. And, you know, I know part of it is that they're trying to maintain like the comfort level of other guests. And this wasn't like a big thing. We didn't experience this a lot, but it did happen a couple of times. So it is something to be aware of. It's not ideal, but you know, it is what it is. So you kind of just have to go along with it. And, you know, you wouldn't really want to go anywhere you're not welcome anyway. So, you know, and where we did go, we felt completely welcome. We had great food. We had great, you know, bar experiences, club experiences. We went to Tokyo Tower, which we didn't get to do the last time. We went to the New York bar in the Park Hyatt Hotel, which, you know, if you've seen Lost in Translation, the film, you know, several scenes of the film take place in that hotel and in that bar. So it was really cool. It was really neat. And then Kyoto, we did a lot of the shrines and a lot of the, you know, seeing the old part of, you know, where really were the roots of the country of Japan. So Yeah, I can't wait to go back. I mean, I was kind of sad to come back because I just love it there so much, and it's just you feel safe, and it's all the machine, the conveyor belt sushi, and you just a lot of it's you just use a tablet or a machine, and you order what you want, so they can't mess up. Never messed up once. The service everywhere was great. Nobody was ever complained. Nobody ever seemed unhappy to be working wherever they were working. You're greeted like when you walk into McDonald's, like in Japan, you're greeted like you would be greeted like at a 5-star restaurant in the US. Like people take a lot of pride in what they do, and it's almost excessive, but it's nice because not really experiencing that at home. It's nice to experience that level of service there. So it was definitely a great time, and I can't wait to go back. Hopefully I want to go to Star Wars Celebration. That's my goal, is to go to Celebration Tokyo in 2025 and use that as my excuse to go back. So that's what I'm hoping for. So we'll see. We will see. All right, let's see what's going on here in the comments. Alex, thank you, Alex. Yes, hit the like button, please. Believe it or not, it does get more visibility on the video. Britt says, Beauty and the Beast is my favorite Disney movie. The ride just taught my list of things to do. Yeah, especially if you love the movie, like I love it too. It's definitely worth it. Like Tokyo Disneyland is the only Disney park that's not outright owned by Disney. It's owned by the Oriental Land Company, and they license out the Disney brand. But they execute it on such a level that you would never know it's not Disney. Like it's just top tier. Like all the experiences are top tier. It's just great. And that Beauty and the Beast ride is top tier. In fact, we were watching the news a little while ago, and we saw that they're opening a Frozen land, not in Japan, but at Hong Kong Disneyland. They're opening like a Frozen land, which I think would be really cool to see. I still haven't been to Hong Kong Disneyland, but that is on my list. I'd like to go to all the Disney parks around the world. That's one of my personal bucket list type goals. Jason and Disney just raised prices. Next year's trip going to be costly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, especially here in the US, like the prices just go up all the time. It's unreal. Britt, the Gundam boom was a real issue for adult collectors in Japan. Yeah, I would say so as well. Yeah, it's May 2025 is when Celebration is. So I'm planning to go back. So yeah, planning to go back. That'll be my excuse to go back. July through November. Speaking of Hot Toys, have you seen their hair figure? Yes, we will be talking about hair in just a little bit. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions you want to know about Japan, just leave them here and I'll answer. So what I would like to say though is I took a lot of photos, I took a lot of video of Japan, and I will be doing another video, just like I did last time I went and came back and did videos. I'm going to be working on another video. I do want to get it right, so it might be a few weeks before it actually comes out. But that will be one of the things that I'm working on is a new video showcasing my trip, showcasing those toy stores that I went to, not just the ones that I mentioned, but also other ones that I saw. So stay tuned for that. And we'll be covering that in that video. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about, we'll switch gears here. Let's talk about the VC relaunching. So Adam, I'm going to bring back your comment here. You think that this photo looks like my branding. So, all right. So the reason that I felt it was time to rebrand the VC conglomerate, if you want to, that's definitely not what it is. It's not the right word. The reason why I wanted to relaunch the VC brand was because, as you guys know, it has been 10 years since I started the channel. And it just started off as a hobby. It wasn't really supposed to be anything, but then, it enabled me to do some pretty cool things. So I thought it was the right time to kind of breathe some new life into it. And I think that was mainly because I want to spend more time working on the channel. I've been so, and I still am very busy in my daily life, but obviously I love making videos. I love the channel. I love all the people I've met. I love all you guys hanging out with me on Fridays. I want to make more videos. Not as many as I used to do in the old days, 3 a week, which I don't know how I did that, but if I can at least get one every 2 weeks, like an all new original video, I think that'd be great, aside from the live stream. I don't want to commit to any certain numbers, but that's kind of what pushed me to start rebranding things. And I actually started with, I made a logo before I went to Japan, you haven't seen this, but I made a logo before I went to Japan. This was supposed to be the new logo. But then I went to Japan. And the reason I like Adam's comment is because, yes, this is actually what inspired the new logo. This is actually what inspired the new logo. So before I talk about that a little more, I guess I would like to share, just in case you haven't seen it, the video that I published on Wednesday about the rebranding. So let me go ahead and pull that up here. And I will show you the new VC video. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Victoria's Cantina. Yeah, it's on my video. There you go. Thank you. So yeah, yeah, 10 years of VC, and I got to the point where I'm like, okay, what's next? So the videos that I'm working on, it's going to be an evolution of what I've done before. I'm not reviewing toys because too many people are doing that, and when I do, they don't necessarily get watched a whole. I mean, they do, but they don't get. As when you put a lot of time into the video, you hope that it's going to be loved a little bit more, and when it's not, that's a little disheartening. So I'm not going to be doing the reviews, but I'm going to still focus on toy topics. I'm going to focus on news. I'm going to focus on just things that are interesting to me and things that I hope are interesting to other people. But I'm going to be dialing it up a notch. I'm going to be dialing up the, I feel like VC has always done pretty decent production stuff, but, we're going to dial that up. We're going to dial up the fun factor of the videos. You guys know me, I'm and stuff. I'm going to dial that up a little bit, just a little bit, not too much. And yeah, so, I really want to focus on telling stories, I guess, through these videos that are still focused on toys and collecting and all that. So stay tuned for that. We're still going to be doing Social Hour on Fridays. We're still going to be doing Cantina Chatter podcast, which is on hiatus right now. Still going to be doing the Vintage Collection podcast, which is in season 3 right now. There's a lot to come. It's been 10 years, but there's still more to come. Plenty more to come. So thank you for bearing with me, even during times when it's been slow with the content. But that I have a little more time in some aspects of my life, I'm going to rededicate that time to some of that time to focusing on new videos. And like I said, I'm not going to commit to a number, but I'm aiming for every other week having a new video, and I'm already working on a few of them. And one of them, like I said earlier, is the Japan video documentary thing that I'm working on. So that's coming. Yeah, and like I've always done, I'm going to make more original music to use in my videos. Like anything that you hear on VC, 100% original music that I create. I bring out the guitar and I make all the songs. So I'm going to continue to do that, and yeah, it's going to continue to be fun. We're going to do what we're been doing, but do it better, I guess is what I would like the takeaway to be here. Do what we've been doing, but do it better, and for it to be more fulfilling for me personally. So I'm really excited for the new direction. That's what precipitated the rebranding. As you saw in that video clip, I've had a bunch of logos over the last 10 years. But this new one kind of, to me, represents like a new phase. Because for years, the ones that I had were kind of just slightly evolutionary. This one, this new spin is more revolutionary. And like Adam was saying, I was 100% inspired with this logo by being in Japan, by being in the very cyberpunk-esque areas of Tokyo. And just being captivated by that thing. So that was my inspiration. Of course, I feel like with the music and a lot of the theming at VC, it's always been kind of like 80s themed. So there's a little bit of that, there's the neon look. But ultimately it was, certain neighborhoods of Japan inspired the logo. So that's what it's based on. And that's why I'm using the word like Sheen VC, like in some of my posts and stuff, because, in Japanese, Sheen means new. So you see that word, I'm using that word, that's why I'm using it, because that's what, it's the new VC, the relaunched VC. Again, not going to be 100% totally different. I'm not going to be suddenly doing like reaction videos or anything like that, but it will be still focused on collecting, focused on toys, but it'll be the next step, the next phase of what that can look like. And I don't think anybody is doing videos like what I'm aiming to do. So I hope it resonates. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm sure you'll let me know. I have the first video coming next week along those lines. I hear fireworks outside. I guess the local high school football team won their game. Yeah. So what about the? Let me pull myself. I also have. What do you guys think of? Because I value your feedback. You know that. What do you guys think of the social hour logo? What do you think of that? So, again, I'm dialing up that theme, and I don't really know what it means. All I know is it was inspired by certain areas of Tokyo. I definitely, I feel like, I wanted to incorporate a little bit of like a neon cyberpunk sort of, retro futuristic sort of vibe. and just totally take the VC branding to the next phase, to a new level, if you will. So that was the intent here. And I'm rebranding everything. It's not just Social Hour, the Cantina Shower podcast, all the channel, like visuals and stuff, that's all being worked on. So you're going to see stuff like this all over. So I hope you like it. It's going to probably stick around for a little bit. Going to stick around for a little bit. Thank you, Britt. Appreciate that. Adam, thank you. A futuristic club at night. Absolutely. It's Friday night. Pico B1. Love where it's going. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate the feedback. If you guys don't like it, you can tell me too. I'm not gonna get mad. Yeah, so I mean, I spent a lot of time on these visuals. Obviously, like I couldn't even tell you how many hours I put into these. But you know, it's really important to me to do something that captured where you know, I don't know. I know what inspired it, and I know what I was going for, but I don't really know what I don't want to say my goal, but the feeling I was trying to evoke, other than it just being a new phase of VC. I guess this is the main thing, a new phase of Victoria's Cantina. Thank you, Sonic Score. Appreciate that. Thank you, Justin. Yeah, definitely could be like a nightclub. Jason, yeah, Tech more. Cool stuff. Yeah, it's cool. I like it too. So that's the rebranding. That's the whole intent behind this, is, you know, it's a new phase. It's been 10 years. What's next? So that's what I'm doing. I hope that you guys enjoy the new content that I'm working on. And I just want to continue to do what I like, continue to make videos that I enjoy, continue to tell stories through videos, continue to try and innovate, and continue to try and be positive, right? Because we need more of that. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But yeah, we're dialing things up a notch, and I'm really excited for the new direction. And I hope that once the first few videos come out, that, you know, kind of makes a little more sense, you know, what that direction is, because I don't think I'm doing a great job of explaining it. But it's just kind of like the new phase of VC, basically. It's the new phase. The next era, the new era, if you will. And yep, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Justin. Yeah, it kind of looks a little I can see that now that you mention it. Yeah, I can definitely see that. And I'll be working on some new original music too to go along with this. So maybe I am kind of a DJ in that sense. All right, so that's the rebranding for VC. Let's talk about I do want to talk about acquisitions, but I'm going to save that for the end. However, I do want to show you one major acquisition that I had this week. And that is this right here. This actually just happened today. Like, I am over the moon. Because I've been driving my current car, my Mustang, for 18 years. It's served me well. I've been very patient in waiting to be in a position to buy another car. And it took 18 years of having the previous Mustang, but just today, I picked up this car, this right here. This is a brand new Mustang. I actually ordered this back in April, so it took 6 months to get it. This is a 2024 Mustang GT. It's a stick shift. It is pretty badass, if I might say so myself. And for me, it beats any toy that I could have gotten this week. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I just had to talk about it because I know I posted this photo on social earlier, on Instagram at least, but this thing is great, you guys. It's a little scary. It's a little scary because this thing has 486 freaking horsepower, and it's stick shift, and it has that rev matching thing that I'm not used to. And it all, the dashboards and the whole thing is like a screen too. Like my current car, or my previous car now, I've been driving for 18 years. It didn't have anything like that. You can't even connect an iPhone to my car. It has like a 6 CD changer. That's how old it is. But it served me really well throughout that time. And, you know, I've loved having a Mustang. And I got another one. The inside is really nice too. The inside is red. It's black and red. I completely selected all the options on this car. I selected everything was deliberate. I chose everything with this order was custom. And so yeah, it's white. The interior is black and red. As you can see, the wheels are like a really dark, like gray, silver color. We got the Brembo brake calipers. You know, like I said, 486 horsepower. It's pretty badass. It is scary to drive though. Like I said, it's definitely be a learning curve because I'm not used to the technology in this car. So it was a little intimidating driving it, but the sound is, it sounds mean. It sounds good. The name of my car is the Ghost. And, you know, it's not so much Star Wars. It's actually more because I think it looks like a ghost. It's white, it's fast, it's, and it sounds mean and scary. And it's scary to drive. So, yeah, it's the Goat. This is the Ghost. Get the Ghost. Got the Ghost, but a different kind of ghost. Yeah, so I'm really, this is like the big thing that happened to me this week was getting this car because I've been waiting for 6 months. I mean, really for 18 years if you factor in how long I had my last car. So I'm stoked. I'm really stoked about this. Yeah, thank you all for the nice comments. Appreciate that. Jason, channel formerly known as VC, but still VC because licenses and stuff. Yeah, no, thank you all very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, no, I'm definitely a Mustang girl. I can't see myself riding anything else. Yeah, it's fun to drive, but it is scary. I'm not gonna lie, it is scary. It's very intimidating to drive because I've never driven anything with that much horsepower. With this, this kind of rev matching like manual transmission is just pretty crazy. And it just sounds like a monster. So like a freaking demon. It's really cool. Yeah. The Ghost. My Ghost. That's its name. The Ghost. Yeah. So that's it. That happened to me today. So it was a good, long awaited day. Let's see what else here. Let's talk. I guess we can talk about acquisitions while we're at it. So what else did I get? This came in early this week. I've talked about how much I love, Wednesday, and there's not really, I'm kind of surprised actually, there's not really any like action figures per se. I know there's like odds and ends here and there, like Funko Pops and some other stuff, but there's not like articulated action figures. But I picked these up from Mike's Minifigs. So he does custom minifigs. I was cued into this on Twitter by one of my pals over there that said, "Hey, Mike, he knew that I was interested in like Wednesday toys and stuff, and he said, hey, look, this is what Mike's selling, and he had bought one, so he's like, yeah." So I bought these two. There is another variant as well that I did not pick up. I thought these were the two best ones. Can you guys hear the fireworks? I'm just curious if you can hear the fireworks going off. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, I'm really stoked to have these. I know they're not officially licensed. They're their own unique thing, but I really liked them, and I had to have them. Like I said, there's not really enough like quality Wednesday merchandise. So, hey, Lego's probably not going to make officially licensed stuff. I mean, maybe they will. I don't know. But Mike did a really nice job with these. So thank you, Mike, if you're watching. I love the TVC style card backs that you gave her. Yeah, so the figures look great, and they come in these really nice acrylic cases. So, you can also see Thing in there, like just barely, like on the very bottom of the picture. Yeah, so other than that, I did get some Black Series this week. I got the HK, I don't have it photographed here, but I got the HK-87 droid. I got the Obi-Wan Kenobi Commander Appo, and I got the Obi-Wan Kenobi Darth Vader with the split helmet, the Black Series, with the split Vader helmet, so you can see Anakin's face. You can hear the fireworks in the dog. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, that's not even my dog. That's like 2 houses down or something. I think it stopped though. I think it stopped. Yeah. Don't they know that I'm live streaming here? That I got guests, and it's Cantina Shower Friday night. Yeah, it might be a good point, Alex. It might be homecoming. I don't really know, or they just won the football game. I'm not sure. Is that mini figure pad printed? Because pad printed minifigures are. I don't know. This is from Mike's Minifigs. I don't know. I think I don't know how he did it, to be honest. I'm not gonna pretend like I do. I don't know how he made them. I'm sure. I think some of it's like Lego parts, but I don't know how he did the printing on like her dresses and stuff. But yeah, so that was an exciting thing. You know, like I said, new Black Series. I don't have them with me because they're on the shelf. I do have some other acquisitions, and I'll hang on to those for the end of the video because one of them is actually really, really, really cool. I have not posted photos of it on Instagram yet, so I'm going to hang on to that. All right, so we talked about Japan. We've talked about the VC relaunching. Why don't we talk some toy news here? Let's talk some toy news. So, yeah, I guess we can start with the Black Series. All right. So yeah, I was gone for a couple of weeks, and one of the things I came back to was this really weird line of figures, the Holocom collection from Hasbro Black Series. What do you guys think of these? Are you guys picking these up? I'm not. I mean, I don't collect all the Black Series. I used to, but you know, I haven't been able to do that for a while. So I just pick and choose. But these are like so out of left field. Like, I don't think anybody was lobbying Hasbro for the Holocom collection. So they are kind of weird. Yeah, I don't really get them. I mean, I understand what they are, I guess, but it's like, why? So yeah, not for me. If you like them, that's cool. I hope you enjoy them. But I'm passing on these. These just aren't my cup of tea, and don't really need them. I already have all of these in normal sculpts. Like, why do I need a Holocom collection? Maybe they're better in person. I don't know, but either way, I do not need those. No. You agree. Thank you, Pico V1. Britt, yeah, that's possible. Britt, maybe they're not lighting them up so you can see their faces better. I don't know. But not for me. They're cool, but I guess in their own way, but they're not for me. I haven't bought Carbonized. I haven't bought Credit Collection, or I did initially, but I haven't bought those anymore. So yeah, I mean, I know I understand what they were doing and going for, but it's just, yeah, not mine, not for me. Adam, gonna get one, Adam? That's cool. And I can see how maybe having one would kind of just mix things up like on the shelf display, but I'm not gonna do it. I guess if you could light it up too, you know, it could probably look kind of cool. Force Ghosts. Yeah, so when they do the Force Ghosts, like, so that is actually in a Black Series I got, was the Obi-Wan Kenobi Qui-Gon Jinn, the spirit of Qui-Gon Jinn. And it actually looks pretty nice. And it's the same way they've been doing Force Ghosts in Black Series since Obi-Wan Kenobi, when they did that, like, God, years ago now. Same kind of thing. And they did it with the recently released Return of the Jedi 3-pack with Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Yoda. So same kind of thing with the soft goods. But yeah, I mean, these, you know, I see what they were doing. I know what they were going for, but to me, it just doesn't work. just does not work. Not at all. So I will not be picking those up, me personally. What else? What else has Yakface got on here that we may have missed? Oh, so there was this. R8 H23. This is the holiday droid from Disney for 2023. And I don't think I have all of them, but I have been buying these for years now, just so that I can have, like, they're fun. I mean, it's just like a wacky thing. Like, to me, this is better than a Holocom figure because it's like a droid with like a Christmas wreath on him. Like, come on. So I did order that one. They actually had free shipping on Shop Disney a couple of days ago, so I used that as my opportunity to order it. Otherwise, I probably would have continued to wait. Yeah, and I guess this is the next wave of TVC right here. Yeah, so I think the estimates show that this should be arriving like in January. And yeah, this is a solid wave, you guys. Like, the only thing that's kind of strange is R5D4 looks huge. If you look right across at Revan, he's like the same size as Revan, which is weird. I have to imagine it's just that, these are obviously digital renders, they're not final products. I have to imagine it's just that, but it's just kind of weird that it looks that way. But what a solid wave. I mean, looking at these Chopper, Hera, Krennic, Pat Previsla, Revan, R5D4. What a solid wave this is. This is going to be one of the best TVC waves that they've done. And Yakface says that they are coming into the US already, so they are actually shipping out. This is processing right here soon. I don't think mine's processed yet, but I got the email this morning, I believe, that they're going to process these very soon and they're going to ship out very soon. So yeah, I mean, this is one of those exclusives. So, I think if you're leaning towards getting it, don't wait too long, because sometimes these things just kind of sell out under the radar. So yeah, this is cool. Imperial officers are fun to have. The Halloween one was awesome. Yeah, the Frankenstein C-series droid, I do have that, and I agree, it is a lot of fun. Holiday lines are the best reuse lines. Yeah, it's definitely, I like when I see them having fun, like doing kind of unique things, like the Holiday Black series. I don't know that I'm gonna buy all the latest wave, but they are fun to look at nonetheless, and just kind of be like, oh, that toy designer actually had some fun putting together this wave of figures. That's cool to see. I always like seeing that. Can you share my assumption that Amazon just sent out Monday revenues? Because I had not seen that. Actually, I think I ordered mine through Entertainment Earth. I had not seen that. I may have to switch, or I may have to at least cancel one set and get it from Amazon, so I can get them in hand and play with them. Still waiting for Hasbro to make the Bespin Han and Luke. I'm very excited for Leia and Pilot Luke for the next wave. Yeah, I know. We need those. Make the mains, right? We need those characters for sure. Got the New York Comic Con mall pop today. Nice. I hope Hasbro gives them updated faces with their new tech. I hope so too. I think that would be really cool if they, and that's what it's all about, right? We want to see the evolution and improvement of these figures. We want to see that continue to go forever. In 2001, during the Power of the Jedi line, people saw this figures and they're like, wow, this is way better than the Power of the Force 2 from a few years back. And I can't imagine anybody doing a better job than this. Here we are 20 years removed from the Power of the Jedi line, and it's the same thing. We get better and better quality figures. So I just hope they continue to invest in the vintage collection and they continue to improve what they're doing, because those improvements, just benefit us as collectors. They make our scenes look more realistic and more fulfilling to look at. And I hope they keep along those lines, keep improving stuff. We see Black Series, Return of the Jedi, R2 and Ranger. Nice. I did get Vader. I got that one like he arrived when I was gone, I think. R2D2 I think is coming in next week. I'm excited to get R2 because R2 is an all new sculpt. And I have seen pictures online, so I'm excited to get R2 and compare him to the old R2 and see how he holds up next to the Figure Arts R2, which is amazing. All right, so let's see. There was also, let's switch over to Hasbro Pulse. So today, or I guess yesterday really, Hasbro had teased on Hasbro Pulse that they were going to have this big Ghostbusters announcement. And really all it is this video right here. Advertising another announcement. So, I mean, the video itself isn't bad. I kind of got over it after the first minute, but basically they're teasing that on during the next live stream, which they're going to focus on Ghostbusters, I guess, which is awesome because I've been asking for months, what the heck is going on with Ghostbusters? Hasbro got this line back. Of course, Kenner was doing the real Ghostbusters back in the 80s and 90s. And then it went to Mattel at some point, and now it's back home with Hasbro, where personally I feel like it should be, but they haven't utilized the license to the full extent possible. Like they did some figures from the new movie, they did some figures from the original movie. You know, nothing we really needed. I mean, Mattel had just done those in recent years, so you know, I can understand why they may not have sold through very well, but what I really liked was they were doing the retro collection. They were doing like the retro Ghostbusters stuff, but then that just like stopped, right? And as someone who loved the real Ghostbusters line as a kid and collected it and had a bunch of those toys, I want to see more of that. But I also want to see more Plasma series. I want to see more Plasma series Ghostbusters stuff because I think that would be, I want to see the real Ghostbusters figures that I'm sure a lot of folks do. They would do a good job with them. So I hope that's what they do. Anyway, this video basically, I'm not going to show the whole video because it's, like I said, it's kind of hard to get through. But it makes it clear that it's an announcement for an announcement, which is odd. But anyway, here's what I think this is. All right. I'd like to see your guesses here too in the comments. I see a couple rolling in. I believe that they're advertising a HasLab. I could be wrong. I believe they are advertising the next HasLab. And I personally think the next HasLab is going to be Ghostbusters. And I think it's going to be one of two things. I think it's either going to be the PKE meter, possibly including the ghost trap, possibly not. Or it's going to be a Lightning Collection Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Those are my guesses. I think it's going to be a HasLab, and I think it's going to be one of those things, which I welcome. I would totally buy a HasLab Marshmallow Man because why the hell not? I know that Mattel Creations did one that was it was actually really nice, really big, and I had it for some time, but the problem these had was that they would discolor. It was a convention exclusive. It would discolor, the white on it would discolor over time. And you didn't even need to have it on display for a long time. Mine started doing it within a matter of months, so I ended up just getting rid of it. But I think that's what it's going to be. I think they're either going to continue the role play and build out the ghost trap and or the PKE meter. I would lean towards the PKE meter. Or it's going to be the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man Lightning Collection. No, not Lightning. Why am I saying Lightning? That's Power Rangers. Plasma series. So I think it's going to be that. And I think it's going to be like the one that Mattel did, which was like, I don't remember. It was pretty big. It was probably like 24 inches high or something like that. So I'm in that. That's probably what it might be. But we do know that the Proton Pack was a successful fund. It did very well. They also released the Neutrona one. It did very well. So they may want to just keep the momentum going with the cosplay / prop replica stuff. And they may end up doing either the Ghost Trap and or, again, the PKE meter. I think it's going to be, I'd probably lean towards one of those if I had to guess. It's going to be one of those. products right there. But I'm just guessing. Definitely a tease for a tease, Britt. I thought that was really weird. Give me a Janine. Yeah, where's Janine? We need Janine. Who else is gonna keep the Ghostbusters in line and order them their dinner and stuff? Super Articulator, Real Ghostbusters would be really cool. They could do them so easily by utilizing the plasma series. Just put new heads on them, paint them different colors. Done. For all intents and purposes, that's really all you need to do is just small tweaks to those figures, and you can accomplish that. Yeah, probably it's going to be a role play. I'd love to see the Marshmallow Man. I really would. Thankfully, saw my Massive Diamond Select. So yeah, is that the bank? Or no, it's not the bank. Yeah, so other companies have done the Marshmallow Man. I think I have one that's like a bank. I forget who makes it. It's got like a coin slot, but it looks very nice, really nicely painted, very accurately detailed. Again, Maddie Collector / Mattel did one back like 10 years ago, maybe a little bit less, but it tended to its color, like I was saying. And there's other ones too. There's a bank. I have one that's like a bank of the Marshmallow Man. There's the retro collection version. But yeah, and there's also the Monster Arts. SH Monster Arts did one too, which is very hard to come by. I'd be okay with any of those options right there. So that's what that video was. It was basically just saying, hey, this is a tease for another tease. Kind of weird. But what are you gonna do? All right, so let's share another piece of toy news from this week. This is a really big one. So Hot Toys, right? I mean, I know I mentioned it in a previous social hour, but anything that they want to do from in Hot Toys from Rebels, or sorry, from Ahsoka, I'm totally down for. I haven't pre-ordered Hera yet, but I will. I do intend to pre-order her very soon. But man, just look at that. Would you look at that? She looks fantastic. She looks fantastic. Sabine looked amazing. Chopper looked amazing. Hera looks amazing. I don't know truly which one looks the best. I don't know if it's Hera or Sabine, and that's to say because we haven't even gotten Shin Hati. We haven't gotten Balin Skull. We haven't gotten Morgan Elsbeth. We haven't gotten Ahsoka herself. So maybe those will be even better, but time will tell. Either way, she looks so good. She looks so good. Excuse me. I love the pictures of her with Chopper. Like, just looks so cool. She looks so good. Picture here, you can see she's got the separate rolling eyeballs. She's got quite a few hands, like a lot of hands actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets. She's got the comlink communicator. She's got the holster, the jacket. I mean, she looks amazing. She's gonna be a cool. It's gonna be one of the coolest figures that Hot Toys has ever done. It's already pretty obvious. This looks awesome. I am beyond elated for this one. Yeah, and I definitely think they're going to do more. I don't think they're going to stop here. I think they're going to cover more from Ahsoka, which I'm good with. I completely welcome that. I'm committed to the Hot Toys Ahsoka lineup, and I will happily purchase pretty much any of them that they want to do. All right. Yeah, so I think that covers it for toy news, unless anybody has anything else they want me to talk about. I think that's about it. So let's see here. I guess let's touch on Ahsoka really quick. So Ahsoka ended last week, season finale. I thought it was really good. I did have some personal qualms with aspects of the episode, but you know what? Not a big deal. In the grand scheme of things, I think that this is some of the best Star Wars content that has ever been made. Ahsoka was just, the series was just so good. like I feel like it's hard to recapture the Mandalorian season 1 because that was like such a cool, unique thing. Like the time that it happened was just like just right. Like everything was just right with the Mandalorian season 1. The whole Grogu thing, like all that was really big. It's hard to beat that, but I would almost say that Ahsoka probably comes closest, if not maybe in some ways exceeds it a little bit. I just feel like it's like it feels like almost like peak Star Wars for me. Like it's just it's really good. It's really good. I've really enjoyed it. As you guys know, previous social hour episodes, I talk about the latest episode with whoever guest that I have on the show. I'm not going to get into huge details with it this evening, but I can't wait for season 2. I cannot wait for season 2. And I know we got the Dave Filoni movie. I'm excited for that. But I really want season 2. I want a proper follow-up to season 2, to season 1. Because it was good Star Wars. All the Anakin stuff. Best. The best. Yeah, Ezra would make a good candidate there for sure. The amount of money they make off HasLab is crazy insane. For toys 15 years ago would have been $61.50. Just nuts. Yes, I mean, yes and no. With HasLab, they're making such a small number of them when you compare what they would make for a retail store. So I can understand the markup. I guess it's like with anything, you know, the more units you sell, the less you can sell for, because your profit is ultimately going to be bigger. If you make a new vehicle and you sell 1,000, you sell 20,000 of a new vehicle, then yeah, you're going to be able to make more. Even if the margin is small, you're going to be able to recuperate more cost. If it's something, if you make 5,000, for example, of an item, then you got to mark it up higher so that you can make your money back. Because I mean, the HasLab stuff, it's still, you know, we can't forget Hasbro is still a business, and they're still trying to make money. Even if it's a HasLab, they're making money off it. But the markup on it, I understand it a bit more because they're selling in lower quantities. And if you're going to sell in lower quantities, then you need to, the price has to be higher. That said, I don't think 500 is that bad for the Ghost. I don't think it's terrible. What I would take more issue with isn't the HasLabs, but the other stuff they're selling in the main lines. Boba Fett's Starship, the one that came out for the Book of Boba Fett, that's $200. The Jabba's Denizens 4-pack is like $75 or something. Like, I take more issue with some of the things in the main line than I do with the HasLabs, because I understand the HasLabs are a limited thing. They need to mark those up more. And it is a crowdfund, right? So there is that kind of thing where, hey, you know, I understand I'm going to pay a little bit more, but in return, I'm going to get something that I can't get in stores. I'm going to get something that's more exclusive and something that's like top tier quality. So in that sense, I get it. To me, it makes sense. Britt asking, have you seen pics of the new Jurassic World Chaos Theory line? I've been scouring the internet. No, I have not, Britt. I have not seen those. I know that they're out. I've heard about these, but I haven't really looked, to be honest. But yeah, so that's, yeah. There is a new Jurassic World animated series called Chaos Theory, and there's a toy line to accompany it, basically. So, but that's about all I know. I haven't seen anything, so I don't really know. Don't really know. All right, that's going to take us to our last and final topic, new acquisitions. So I told you guys about my car, which I'm really excited about. I told you about the Wednesday figurines. I told you about those Black series that I added to the collection. It was HK87. It was the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, Commander Appo, Darth Vader with the cracked helmet, and Qui-Gon Jinn Force Ghost, but also Return of the Jedi Darth Vader with the removable helmet. So 2 Vaders in 1 week. It's kind of unique for Black series, but I did get both of those. But I got some more stuff here, and I'm going to show you guys what else I got as of late. So this was a pickup yesterday at Target. So I found Sala on clearance from Indiana Jones. It's from their retro line. I found him on clearance for like $3 and change. I think MSRP is $12.99. So I was like, you know what? Why not? I haven't been buying all of these retro indie figures, but I do have the first wave. But I was like, hey, if he's going to be priced so low, then I can't go wrong. $3 and change. Sure, I'm going to go ahead and buy him. And as I'm doing this, let me know what your acquisitions are in the comments. I can read them afterward. Next thing I got, this was actually also a thing from Target yesterday. Okay, we're gonna go in another direction. Playmates, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Baxter Stockman. Look at this. I may have gotten this one in recent years from one of the multi-packs that Playmates has done. But I hadn't seen him in a single like figure. Like I've seen most of these lately, like in recent, like the Battle Shell Turtles. I've seen those at Target. Genghis Frog I have not seen. I don't think I've seen Wingnut and Screw Loose. But these other guys, I did see them in recent, I feel like a weather person. I'm trying to do this right. I have seen these in recent months. So I have seen like Shredder and Krang and Leatherhead and some of those guys. But I hadn't seen Baxter Stockman like just hanging on the pegs. And I remember as a kid buying this in the store. Like I remember my mom was like, Baxter Stockman, like she was reading it. Baxter Stockman. I was like, yeah. So I bought it again as a grown-up, you guys, 30 years later, or probably more than that, actually. But yeah, it's cool to see stuff like this. Like, I know I've talked about it before, but of all the collectibles I have, like I got the vintage collection, the Black Series, I got some Hot Toys, I got some nice stuff. But I feel like in a lot of ways, it's this really simple stuff that I had when I was a kid that they bring back that maybe makes me the happiest in a weird way. Like, when Playmates does the Ninja Turtles, like the Turtle Van, the Core Turtles, Shredder, or Hasbro does the real Ghostbusters, like that stuff that I had as a kid, being able to go into the store and seeing it again after 30 some years, like hanging on the pegs, to me, that's really special. And I know they're not the flashiest figures, but like this makes me happier than like a lot of other fancier stuff, because it's just, there's the nostalgia, but there's also the sense of, oh, I can buy it again and I can make sure I don't lose the accessories this time, that kind of thing. So I was happy to find this at Target yesterday. Next thing I got to take a sip here. Next thing I got here was the special action figure 4-pack from Star Wars The Vintage Collection. This is Jabba's Court Denizens. Of course, we got a pack of these. We got Tessic. We've got Velkin Deziri, finally after all this time. And then we have, why is his name blanking on me? Is it on here somewhere? I think it is. Oh, yeah. Tam, right? Tame. So we got this 4-pack. This is one of the coolest things that Hasbro's done in a long time. I mean, yes, they've done the Jabba's House playset, which if you haven't seen it, I did do a video of my diorama that I built. I put together using the new Vintage Collection Boba Fett's throne room playset, and I love it. It's like one of my favorite things in the collection on display. But these guys are going to go in there too. Now that I have them. This is one of these sets that keeps selling out and has a repulse, so I don't really know if they're really going to sell out, but it's the only place you can get it, I think. So don't sleep on this. You don't want to miss it, because I think it is going to be pretty limited at the end of the day. But this is really cool because it's background aliens, and that's one of the things that's always been special about Star Wars collecting, is that going back to the original film, they made the Cantina aliens, they made Jawas, Tusken Raiders, just those obscure characters that they really didn't need to make, but they did. And so now anytime, we see things like this, it's very far and few between. But when we do, it makes it all the more special, because, those are the background characters that really speak to me as a collector, and to a lot of people that I know as collectors. This is the fun part of Star Wars. This is the part that's wacky and fun and different. So I love this set. I think it's great. I can't wait to get it open. Nice picture of the Stealth Barge there, and get these figures put on the shelf. We got 2 more to go here, okay? 2 more to go. The next one that I got, I know some people have been getting this for weeks, but not me. So this is the Mandalorian's N1 Starfighter. Finally got this because Target was actually running a 25% off coupon last weekend. Or if you bought, or sorry, 25, was it $25 off? I think it's $25 off if you spent over 100. So was able to get this finally, the N1, and of course it has the carded Din Djarin in it. And I'm not going to open it. I'm just going to put it in a clamshell, and then put it on the wall. But yeah, so I'm happy to have this. We've been waiting for this for a long time. Definitely Wizard Brit. So excited to have that. All right, and maybe the best for last. And I'm only going to give you a tease of this because this is going to be one of the new videos I'm working on. But when I went to San Diego Comic-Con this year, they did a for media, for like Victoria's Cantina and for other outlets, they did a promotion where they allowed us to sit in a chair in front of people that were just hanging out in the Hasbro booth and get our faces scanned for the selfie series. Okay, for the selfie series. Now, as you may know, the selfie series is basically a line of figures that enables you to take your own, have photographs taken of your face and have them sculpted into an actual action figure. And they use different bodies that they have. There's ones for Star Wars, for Marvel, for Ghostbusters. I think they may be doing Power Rangers now. So there's options. I'm not going to say what I went with, only that it's not Star Wars. And I'm not going to actually show, I'm not going to actually show you the figure because I'm saving it for a YouTube video that I am going to be working on. All I can say is that it's really cool and that I had very low expectations for this. I didn't know what to expect, but to be honest, they did a pretty good job making this figure look like me. It really does look like me. And everybody I've showed it to has said, that's you. So I will be showing this off in a video. Like I said, I'm not going to say what fandom it is. It's not Star Wars. But I am very happy with how this turned out. And, huge thanks to Hasbro for scanning me, I guess. Now I guess they have the license to my image, maybe. And for sending me an action figure of myself, because that's definitely one thing I did not have, is an action figure of myself. Yeah, so those are really the main acquisitions for this week. I don't think I've gotten anything else that's really notable this week. So that's basically it. So I did ask what you guys have been getting. So I'd like to see what your acquisitions are for this week. Pico B1 says that he got the Force Unleashed Shadow Trooper today. Nice. And the entire Indie Retro set. Very cool. Very cool. Dodgson says that he saw Sala on clearance, went to Target this morning and found him discarded in the NECA section. Poor Sala. He really helped to save the day in that first Raiders of the Lost Ark. So it's really too bad that, he's not being treated a little bit more nicely. Britt says that she got the Starkiller set. How many accessories? It's lovely. So I passed on that one. I didn't buy that one because the price is a little steep. And, I know they're going to release it as a single figure at some point, not with all the accessories, of course, but it's like I have Stormtroopers. I don't really need to blast all the effects. I don't even really use those things. I don't have a lot of room to display stuff. So I like to display usually just the figures. I don't really put like all the extras on display. For the most part. Dodgson, also, I found one of the Kenner Roland Tempos accessories at a slot meet. Very nice. So from the Lost World. Very cool. And the making of Jurassic Park as well for an okay price at the same place. Nice. July through Nov. I absolutely love that Jabba's 4-pack. Yeah, it's a great set. Like I said, don't sleep on it. Psychic Score, how's it going? I have 2 of these nice figures. Yeah, I actually picked up 3 of those sets. Because I know that I feel like they are going to be pretty limited at the end of the day. Are they sold out? Yeah, I don't know. I know it was like sold out, then the next day it was available. Sold out, available, sold out. I was like, I don't know what the situation really is anymore. All I know is that I'm glad to have it. And, if you can get it, get it. Jason, my brother got this for his birthday today. Nice. Happy birthday to your brother. Adam, geez, my Hasbro scan looked like garbage. I have to try again. Yeah. I mean, it's tough, right? It's an action figure. The head's like that big. I think mine looks really good. That's my personal opinion. People I've showed it to say it looks good, but does it? I guess it's all subjective. Pico B1, I got the Blue Milk TVC poster from today. Also excited because I got it kind of signed by Kim Simmons. Very nice. Very nicely done. So those are my acquisitions. And I guess those are your acquisitions. We talked a little bit about Ahsoka, just touched on it. We talked about toy news, talked about the relaunching of the VC brand, and we talked about my trip to Japan. So if you missed any of that, once this episode is over and I'm not live anymore, you can go back and rewatch those other parts that you missed. I do want to say that there's a lot of stuff coming out still. You know, it was really the case in September, but there is still more processing and shipping. So be wary of all that's processing and shipping. Also, I recorded a new episode of the Vintage Collection podcast with Tim from Bossix Bounty, and I will be publishing that on Monday. So hopefully Monday, that's my goal. All new episode of the show, and I hope you enjoy it. We're going to be talking about Ahsoka, all things Ahsoka and figures we need from Ahsoka. So that'll be coming early next week. Other than that, I think that covers it pretty well. Like I said, new content is coming, new videos are coming. Got the Japan video, got the selfie series video, and I have some topics that I want to talk about that I will be doing videos for as well. So unless there's any final questions, comments, concerns, then while I wait, I'll just say, you know, as always, this is fun. Thank you for hanging out with me on Friday nights. I enjoy your company and I enjoy chatting about our favorite topics. I do have some guests lined up for the coming weeks, none of whom have been on Such Hour before. So it'll be fun hanging out with them and talking about collecting and talking about whatever their specialty within Star Wars collecting tends to be. So you may know some of them. So that's always cool. Yeah, so coming soon, new videos, new content, and you know the VC brand is relaunched. So enjoy it. Let me know what you think about all the new stuff. I hope you enjoy it and like it. And if you don't, you can let me know too. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. But hopefully you do like it. But that said, you know, thank you guys for all the questions. If you've been here since the beginning, thank you for hanging out. I know I'd said we'd go about an hour. It's actually been an hour and a half, but it's been fun. Thank you guys very much, as always, and I will see you next week, no matter where you're tuning in from out in the galaxy. I appreciate you spending your night here in the Cantina for Cantina Social Hour. Be well, be safe, may the Force be with you, and we will see you next week, same time, same channel.